Hey guys, your boy Slave guys are back with another video, and today we're here with a new memes for ImDontai. Try not to get scared, creeped out, the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? We all know what we're here for. And this one's actually a pretty good lengthy one too. This is like 18 minutes, I believe. So I'm actually excited to watch this. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We just hit 90 subscribers. We are this close to hitting 100. And I would say at least, like I said before, love each and every one of you guys. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. By the way, I hope you guys like enjoy this whole new thing that I'm doing, like for the video, because I'm trying to make sure that you guys see the video as well and make better quality for you guys. Let's get straight to it.
Hello, caller. Is patient breathing?
Hello.
39 people
no,
dead in
I'm
the back of a
driver, and
lorry.
I just lifted a trailer from the
Oh,
port.
this is like in, I guess,
don't think
Europe,
so.
maybe?
There's loads of them. There's immigrants in the back, but they're all lying on the ground.
Oh,
How many
immigrants.
approximately?
I don't know. 25.
25 patients not breathing.
Yeah.
Just randomly in a truck? Wow.
We were the first two cars on scene.
They just randomly all in one truck?
The officer in the other
That's
car
crazy.
opened the back doors of the trailer. Jesus Christ.
They blurred
There
it out
was
too.
3 or 4
I'm
seconds
glad
of
they
trying to
blurred
process
this
what you're
out.
seeing. It was almost just like silence. No one was saying anything. And no
I
one
kind of
knew
want to
what
see
say.
though, because I want to see what's going on. I can.
Creepy things caught on Snap, Part 3. Pictured here is Sydney Luth, posting what was her last post, saying, "Ready for my date."
They really like
Sydney
using this
had met
music,
this
like,
chick
it's...
here, Bailey, on Tinder, and they had gone on one date, and they were going on a second date. All along, Sydney thought Bailey's name was Audrey. After that date, Sydney went back to Bailey's apartment, and there she found 52-year-old Aubrey Trail, who was Bailey's boyfriend. And there she was unalived by Bailey and Aubrey and then dismembered. Aubrey told police that him and Bailey wanted to recruit Sydney into their cult, and when she found out about it, she freaked out, and that's when they made their choice to attack her. Both Bailey and Aubrey were found guilty of first-degree murder.
Creep hacks into girls'
It's
room
a
security
nightmare for every
cameras.
parent.
Security room.
I'm your best friend.
Oh,
Some creep has
oh
hacked into
no.
the Ring surveillance
No,
camera
no,
in a
no,
little
no,
girl's
no.
bedroom, and
Nah.
he's talking
I don't know.
directly
How
to
do you
her.
even get to do this?
I'm Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Don't you
you're
wanna be my best
Yeah,
friend?
he's Santa Claus.
You can mess up your room. You can break your TV.
What a break
Do
my
whatever
TV
you
for.
want.
Then he ratchets up the terror by playing an eerie tune. That's a recording of Tiny Tim performing on the Rowan and Martin's
I know,
Laughing
we know
Show
who that
in
is. We don't even know the
1968.
details. It's still weird. Ah, no. How did he hack their camera? People are weird, bro. I think I lost one. So god damn it. That was just not. That's creepy. You live in Chicago, but you need to go late grocery shopping. Is that gunshots? Damn. Who they busting at? Like... They going ham. But that's not, like, scary. Again, Nazi soldiers were being forced to watch events of the Holocaust. That's y'all damn fault. Normal plane ride. Yeah, in the plane with later crashing in the mountains, the passengers ate to death.
Serious.
Wow.
What's the worst thing somebody has ever done to you?
I mean, that's...
Saw
You
my
gotta do what
best
you gotta do to
friend
survive,
dying in
man.
front of me at the age of 14 after a bunch of guys jumped us. He died while in the ambulance from internal bleeding. Still miss him 15 years later.
Damn,
The people who jumped us never got caught and all they got was a shitty phone. On August 24th, 2020
Yeah, so you
in
kill
4th
somebody
Street,
for a phone?
Lucy, FL, someone came up behind my brother's truck too fast on I-95, passed him on the shoulder, ran out of shoulder, cut over in front of my brother's truck and clipped it, causing them both to cross 3 lanes of traffic. My brother's truck went off the road and rolled several times. His seatbelt failed and my brother, my hero, was killed. The other driver kept on
People,
going.
people with speeders
What
don't
kind of
care
horrible
about
person
nobody,
does that?
bro.
There is no way they don't
They just
know what
getting
they
to
did.
where they going,
There's
and
no
that's
way.
it. That's
I'll
crazy.
never recover from this loss. My wife of 15 years started ghosting me about a year ago. Would just stay out for days on end with no contact, then come home and behave like she'd never left. I tried everything to get through to her.
How does she
to talk,
ghost you?
To find out what was wrong.
Y'all
to
live
try
together,
fix
don't
it.
y'all?
But all I got in return was stonewalling.
She just left and that was
After
it?
5
No
months of
words?
this torture, I finally asked her to move out. We barely talk now, and I'm
Good
just
job.
waiting for the 12-month mark so I can file for divorce and be done with this nightmare.
Disturbing things caught by drones. In this 2015 drone footage, several officials in hazmat suits are on the bank of a river in Poland, performing some unknown functions. Suddenly, 4 of them appear to be lifting something pretty heavy from the ground. As
A
they
dead
move
body?
towards the paramedics with their mysterious finding, a huge fishtail can be seen poking out
fish.
from behind, suggesting a monstrous sea creature.
Sea creature.
The hazmat people then return to the water's edge before climbing back up the hill and helping push the stretcher
They probably
away,
just found a
out
whole
of view.
dinosaur right there.
Get that
Wait for it.
Whoa!
There's like a shark.
my God.
Oh, I was
Oh
right.
my
There's a
God,
shark.
Mom, don't freak out.
Yeah.
Don't freak out. Oh my God.
And he moving kind of close.
Oh.
He's like, hey, what you doing over here? YouTubers who became murderers. Yeah, you ready? Why does he look familiar?
Tomorrow is the day of retribution. The day in which I will have my revenge against humanity. Against all of you.
He killed 6. That's what he meant behind that video. I just saw it one day. It was just didn't pay any no mind. That man when that was on like Vine and stuff like that too.
Here's some people who will be released from prison soon. Part 1. First up, we got Luis Alfredo Garavito. He is known as Colombia's monster, or boogeyman. He's responsible for kidnapping and killing and raping little children. And it's said that he killed over 200 children.
Damn,
he was
that man-
sentenced to life in prison. However, Colombia's laws limits imprisonment to only 40 years. And since he helped the police find his victims'
40?
bodies, his sentence was reduced to 24 years.
Wait
He'll
a
be released in the year 2023. Next up, we got
wait a minute. So because he found their bodies that he killed, he got released early? And in the fact, why would they give him life in prison if they know that they can't give him more than 40? Colombia just, hell no, I ain't going there.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Now, I already covered her story on my page. But if you don't know, her mother convinced her that she was sick. And she ended up killing her own mom. Gypsy will be released the year 2024.
I mean...
And finally, we got this bitch. I mean Yolanda Saldivar.
Yeah,
She's responsible
he
for
felt
the murder
that
of
one.
the Queen of Tex-Mex, Selena Quintanilla. And she will be released March 30th of 2025.
Hey, isn't that... I think I remember that one. Vito Pina. Accidentally flew out the roller coaster moving around and trying to get out. Why would you try to take off the thing in the roller coaster? Like, strip line cut it flying umbrella. Oh my God.
Do you know why the safety seal exists on most medications? The story behind this is a lot darker than you might imagine. So in 1982, 12-year-old
Is he the only one that does these? Like,
under mysterious circumstances. That exact same day, 27-year-old Adam Janis died as well, and then his brother, and then his sister-in-law. Over the course of several days, there were 7 people in total who all died under these mysterious circumstances. That is until investigators found the common link: over-the-counter bottles of Tylenol. It was found that an unknown number of these bottles had all been opened within their stores and were laced with cyanide. All medications were pulled from shelves across the entire country.
Someone just put cyanide in like a bunch of pills?
But the culprit for this was never actually caught, and it's unknown how many bottles across the U.S. were tampered with that potentially.
You got no security cameras? Like,
a national casualty. Since 1982, safety seals have become a staple on all over-the-counter medications in the U.S.
What the heck?
What conspiracy?
Whoa! This man shit us with a whole ad? What the fuck? Why would he do that? I hate this man.
They're too logical to be ignored. Part 12.
The government intentionally fuels the racial divide in America. The more you all keep fighting amongst yourselves and looking at each other as the enemy, the more they get away with effing you all over with little to no consequences. As Carlin says,
I mean,
now to balance the scale,
it's
I'd
the
like
government.
to talk about some things
What
that
can
bring
you do
us
against
together.
the government of all
Things
people?
that point out our similarities instead of our differences, cause that's all you ever hear about in this country, is our differences. That's all the media and the politicians are ever talking about. The things that separate us, things that make us different from one another. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society.
I bet you don't know the real reason why McDonald's got rid of Ronald McDonald.
Guy's
Ronald
creepy as
McDonald
shit.
was a
Like,
huge
look at
part of
him.
the fast food
He
chain's
just have a
existence
clown.
before the 2010s.
I'm taking my kid to a clown and
However,
says,
in
"Woo,
2016,
I
a lot
know."
of news began to spread regarding sightings of people disguised as scary clowns. The clowns were chasing cars.
I still can't believe
lurking
this was
around
actually
neighborhoods
a
at
thing.
night, and
Like,
otherwise just
people
being real
actually went out
creeps.
in the middle of the night,
This
had
wasn't
no
simply
life
something that was
whatsoever
causing a
doing
stir on the
that.
internet. Major media outlets were reporting on the terrorizing clowns. It was pretty clear that the creepy clowns were more trouble than McDonald's wanted to deal with, and it was at that point that Ronald McDonald
like, nah,
began to slowly
I'm
disappear.
sorry, Ronald. Can't come to work no more. I hear the deaths of history. Ant in the ocean. He looks familiar. Crushed by his own car. Damn. Wow. Crushed by a giant boulder. How did he get? He was built. Why are you building? Why are you digging around a rock? Okay. Deep thoughts. The Lego people live in houses made out of their own flesh. What?
This is the story of the woman
that one caught me off.
her own funeral. In 2015, an Australian woman named Noella Recondo was coaxed over the phone by her husband into leaving her hotel room. But when she left, she was met with two men who kidnapped her and were hired to kill her. But almost immediately, the two men are starting to humanize her. They're asking her questions about her life. They're asking her why her husband put a hit on her. Somehow, she convinces them just to keep the money and to set her free. Meanwhile, days have already passed, and the husband's told everybody that she died in some tragic accident.
He wanted to get rid of her.
Funeral service, but she had details on that service. So following the funeral, everybody convenes over to the reception to continue mourning. That is until she walks through the front door. The entire
She's like, you thought I was dead, beat like a foot? No, you thought getting in there right here, he tried to kill me.
He confesses, and the rare story of her revenge return is one that Australia remembers.
That ain't
What
in
is the
jail
worst
quick.
thing you've overheard while pretending to be asleep? My father telling my mother that sometimes he just wanted to blank me. I was
No, I mean,
5
I'm trying.
years
This
old
is
when
how
I
I cope.
overheard
Okay.
this. Being that my dad was a drinker and full of rage, I believed him and lived my entire childhood believing he was going to blank me. My walls were thin. I could hear almost anything.
I can't see a lot of
My
things,
parents
man.
argued in what they thought was a quiet
forget
voice
about it the
the
next day,
doors.
like, nah.
Then, my dad says, you can keep the kid. He annoys the F out of me. The next week they told me and signed the papers. My mom and I were sharing a hotel room on a trip, and unfortunately, only had one bed, so we had to share that too. As
Okay.
I was trying to fall asleep, I kept hearing the text tone from my mom's phone going off and her giggling. My parents hate each other, so I knew it wasn't my dad she was texting with.
Okay,
Curious,
she got
I
a
opened
new
my eyes
boo.
just a
She
little
knew what
bit
she
to
was
see that
doing.
She was flirting with
She had
other
her
men
side piece
while on a
ready.
trip with her family, and I was in fact staring at a pic. I couldn't really go back to sleep after that. When I was around 8 years old, I was supposed to be asleep, but I snuck downstairs to get milk or something. I heard talking going on downstairs, so I stood still and listened. My mom was talking to my brother about how much of a problem I was and how she hated me. She always liked
Damn.
my brother more. I just silently crept back
you're not
upstairs
supposed to have
and
family.
cried
Families are
myself
not
to
supposed to have
sleep.
favorites of children.
Good times.
Here's some of the greatest conspiracy theories of all time. Michael Jackson, also known as the King of Pop, was one of the most popular singers, songwriters, and dancers of the 20th century.
To this
Made
day.
famous by his voice, songs, and the also famous moonwalk, he became an all-time favorite amongst society. On
R.I.P.
June 25th, 2009, less than 3 weeks before his This Is It show, Michael Jackson died from cardiac arrest in his home after being given various medications by his personal physician, Conrad Murray.
Yeah, we know that.
However, the video you are seeing now was taken on the same day of Michael Jackson's death, which shows what looks to be the famous pop star being escorted out of a coroner's van into a secluded area.
But
some might say that this happened before.
How
his
you know
death,
that's him
but
though?
officials
Ain't no
pronounced him
face.
dead
It's
at
just black with a
2:26
guy with a
p.m.
hair.
Pacific time.
this video was taken at night.
Random place too.
There's this story about these two kids named John Venables and Robert Thompson. It was in 1993 when all this shit went down. So these two boys, bro, they seemed like normal kids throughout their life. You know, they didn't really have any problems at school. They didn't cause any issues. Majority of their grades were cool and everything like that. Seemed like normal kids. And this one day, both of the boys were like, "You trying to go to the mall today? You feel me? Let's cut school." And bro was like, you know,
I like
the
that
other
Rocky
kid, he's
has.
like, all right, yeah, I'm down. So both of them, they don't go to school this day, go to the mall. So when they get to the mall, they're just like, bro,
wait, how'd they get away?
Too. Like, I kind of want to
They
fuck with
just
somebody.
left?
You know, I feel like fucking with somebody. So they spot this kid, and they're trying to like call him over and shit, because the kid's mom is like, you know, at a counter or something, like buying some shit. And they start, you know, calling him like, hey, you know, come here. And the kid walks out the store. The mom eventually comes outside like, hey, you know, what's going on? And then they're just like, oh, go back to your mom. So the kid was just like, all right, goes back to his mom. And the mom didn't really think anything of it. Like, oh, maybe that's his friends, or I don't know.
I don't
maybe,
know what these kids are up
just
to.
wanted to talk to him.
Yeah.
So that kid basically just got saved. Let's say 30 minutes later, they keep wandering around the mall, just looking for somebody, like, you know, to fuck with. And both of these kids, by the way, I didn't say, they're both 10 years old. So they're hella young. These are kids, right? They're wandering around the mall, and they eventually see this kid named James Burglar. He's like, you know, standing away from his mom in the store, just the same way as that other kid. So all these moms are basically slipping. The kid was like, you know, just looking at clothes and whatnot, and the kid was 2 years old, hella young. And he's just kind of grabbing clothes, whatever. So they start calling the baby, like, hey, you know, come here. The baby starts going with them, bro, and they take him and they start walking around the mall with the kid.
Wait,
whoa. And when they're walking with him, they're kind of like, hurry up, let's go.
Wait, the mom
Grabbing
just
him
left?
hard and
Just
like
let that happen?
because they're walking too fast. So then when they pull him, they end up like dropping the kid. So he falls like damn near flat on his face. He ends up like fucking up his forehead and starts bleeding and shit. The kids put James's hood on and they're just like, no, like, you know, just stop crying. So all these other witnesses are kind of seeing what's happening. They're like, okay, maybe that's his little brother. We don't,
they don't know the whole story, so
yeah, so we're not gonna assume anything. They end up leaving the store, and that's when
crazy.
The mom of James, his mom, just like, oh my god. So she starts panicking. She's like, where's my baby? So these kids, you know, taking it back to the kids, they're taking them like down the street, and they get to like the stoplight, all that shit. And when they get to the stoplight, this older lady comes through and she sees them, and she's just like, why is the baby crying? I don't remember the excuse that they used. I think they just said like, oh, you know, we just like found this kid and he was missing or some shit or whatever it was. So the old lady's like, you know,
kids found another little 2-year-old just chilling.
So they take the kid and they go to these train tracks, like they go to this area. And bro, these kids are so fucking evil, bro. They like beat the fuck out of him, bro. Like they just start punching on him, kicking
jumping
him
and shit.
Yeah, they start beating the shit out of his 2-year-old and fucking throw rocks at him.
Oh shit.
You feel me? And then they like took blue paint and like put it in his eye.
Oh my god.
What the?
Yeah, bro. But they were hitting him with like bricks and stones and shit, and then they put batteries in the kid's mouth.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
They just had this all just planned out.
They, like basically already like killed.
Insane.
Wait, whoa, what? What kind of kid? First of all, the mom trash. Like yes, if that was my 2-year-old, you not leaving my sight. Like, how do you let your child just disappear like that? And then where these two kids come from? Like, I don't know, man. That's crazy, bro. That's just crazy.
Coincidences you won't believe actually happened. So there's about a 1 in 13,000 chance of someone being struck by lightning. But Walter Summerford beat the odds by being struck by lightning 3 different times. But the coincidences don't stop there, because after he passed away, his gravestone was also struck by lightning. Believe it or not, the next one's even crazier. One day, a 10-year-old girl named Laura Buxton wrote her full name and address on a balloon and sent it into the sky. This balloon floated for 140 miles and ended up in the backyard of another 10-year-old girl, also named Laura Buxton. They had the same brown hair, both had 3-year-old Labrador retrievers, and they were both wearing a pink sweater with jeans. The two Lauras are actually still friends to this day. This last one is about a nurse named Vilma who went to work one day but seemed to recognize her new coworker. Turns out that man was actually the premature baby that she cared for 28 years ago, who's now a doctor at the same hospital that he was born in. Follow for more.
Again with this? That's not loud, Jesus. What is this? I don't trust this, because every time at the end of these videos, is this the end of the video? Yeah, I don't. Is there more? It's like there's more. What? I see Marvel. I see Marvel. Then I'm not about to show that. I see Marvel then. All right, that one was so damn crazy. Like that last one, I was not about to show that. I saw the Marvel one coming up. I saw just Marvel in general. I'm not about to, because they gonna try to block this shit, and I'm not playing with that whatsoever. So I'm gonna leave that for Dante. You know what I'm saying? But that kid one, that junk was crazy. Like, so many scenarios in that story which is like insane to me. First of all, they got away from school somehow. The parents just didn't question that. Two, the mom trash. She just lets her kids just walk around freely, no worry in the world. And then those kids just killed them just like that in a train track. Like, that's insane to me. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys didn't get scared too much, you know what I'm saying? And if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.